Hello, and welcome to Sweet Blessings, the Anna F. Brothers Show and Podcast, where we come to you and we inspire, we encourage, and we empower you to live a healthier lifestyle. So today is Wednesday, and I am going to be talking to you about how to start eating healthy for you and your child. So before we begin, just a little housekeeping. I just want to remind you all to please support me. This is my website. You can go to my website. Please go there. And there at the website, you can book shows if you want to. You can be a guest. You can support me in any way that you see fit. So go to, this is my website. It's a bit. This is I'm also on Instagram. So you can support me by listening to me on Instagram. You can also, this is my YouTube channel. And you would put www.youtube.com, and then you would add this Anna Brothers Show and Podcast, SWE. I am also on Facebook. This is my Facebook thing. And you can also support me on Facebook by sending stars. And the stars help me to make better content as well. So I'm still in my new location, or a different location. So I am coming to you from that location. So with that being said, I want to also talk about if you want to get in touch with me. So if you want to get in touch with me, you have questions or anything like that, you may email me at that. But you can also do it on my website as well. So before I begin, I want to encourage you to like, share, follow, and subscribe me on all my channels. I'm on YouTube. I should be streaming live on YouTube. So with that being said, I am going to go ahead and get started on how to start eating healthy. And I'm going to give you some tips. Last week I talked about how you should change your diet when you become 50. Your metabolism and, all of those things change. And so tonight I am going to be talking about how do you get started? And even though you get started, you want to also bring your family in. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the children too. So before I get into the children, I'm going to talk a little bit about what I feel like an adult should do first in their thing. So before we begin, we are going to have a commercial. So just hold on one moment and I'll be right back.
CTR Media Network is now accepting new podcasters to join our growing network that's reaching 350 million global listeners. Have you heard? CTR Media Network offers podcast production, podcast training, distribution, and product placement. Book us for your next event or schedule an interview with CTR Media Network podcasters today. To learn more, go to ctrmedianetwork.com.
So we're back now. So let's get started on how uh where do you start? Okay. So one of the most important things you can do to maintain your optimal health is to eat a balanced and nutritional diet. Doing so can help adults starve of chronic conditions like heart disease and diabetes. And it also allows those who are already have medical issues or chronological ills to manage their diseases as well. Healthy eating can look different for everyone, but the ultimate goal is to establish a pattern of taking in foods and drinks that supply you with the necessary nutrients to keep up your overall health. So, how can you start eating healthy? Well, now, a lot of us eat healthy, but we cannot stick to it. That's the problem. So, I'm hoping that these things that I'm telling you today will help you kind of gear yourself so you can stick to your problem and stick. Well, I ain't gonna say problem, but you don't want to be eating, but you want to stick to it so that for the long term. Let's just put it like that. We want to stick to it for the long term. So, how do you get started eating healthy? Here are some best strategies for doing just that. And this is according to the experts. They say that you should start slow. Chances are you're not going to know everything about eating healthy when you're just starting out on your dietary journey. There's a lot to learn, really, after all. To that end, registered dietitian Trisha Best advised that you start slow. A sure-fire way to start eating healthy in a manner that won't overwhelm you can be making one or two small changes to your diet at a time. You can also do the same thing by trying new healthy foods. One approach is to try a new vegetable each week. Best told health. Pick a vegetable that you've never tried before and research a new recipe to integrate it into a meal. If you do this each week or even just once a month, you'll end the year with several new healthy foods and recipes you didn't know you liked before. So, that is one of the things that I kind of taught my daughter, uh, and when she was growing up to try something different. Don't eat the same things over. Do new things, and I'm so proud that that is one of the things that she is also doing with her daughter. So when they go to the store, they might pick out a new fruit or something that they have never tried before, and then they would fix it and try it out. The next thing that you want to do is you want to log your intake. You might find you're eating less healthfully than you intended to. So I'm a member of Weight Watchers, and so they teach us to track. Okay, so I try to track my food. I'm pretty good with it now. I can somehow don't need to track as much as I did when I was before because I got into my health program because my weight would go up and down. It was, I lose it, then I gain it back. I lose it, then I gain it back. I wanted to be able to maintain my weight. You're going to give or take a few pounds up and down. But, it had become where it had gotten out of control. So, one way to be more mindful about your food choices, according to the registered dietitian, is to put your pen to paper. Write down your reasons for wanting to eat healthy, whether it's to lose weight, to lower your cholesterol, increase energy, improves moods, and read your list every day when you put that down. Track your intake. There is an app called MyFitnessPal, and that makes sure you get all the nutritions you need. And I used this app for a little while. And then this is how I got into the nutrients because it breaks it all the way down. I mean, to the protein, the carbohydrates, the sodium. It's really an excellent app to use if you really want to know all of the things of the vitamins and the deficiency of things that you're doing. And when I did that, that is when I found out that I was lacking in protein. And so I had to add more protein. I found it so hard to believe. But I began to eat more protein in my diet. And you can also get a primer from the U.S. Department of Agriculture. It's called My Plate Plan, and it's a personalized food plan for your age, sex, height, weight, and physical activity levels that show what and how much to eat. You want to eat fewer ultra processed foods. Pre made foods can be convenient, especially when you're juggling your work, your family, and other obligations. However, ultra processed food has been associated with decreased nutritional diet quality as well as obesity and other health issues. As per registered dietitian Summer Yule, ultra processed food makes it tough to control your food intake due to multiple portions in one package or excessive, not so helpful ingredients. Ultra processed foods are highly processed and designed in such a way that they're very easy to overeat. And some examples include cookies, sugary breakfast cereals, frozen corn dogs, and similar convenience foods. These foods are often high in sugar, white flour, and or added oils, providing relatively few vitamins and minerals, but a lot of calories. Planning meals can help jumpstart your decision to eat better. So instead, make your default whole foods and meals that you prepare yourself. That way, it might become easier over time to eat more healthier food instead of reaching for ultra processing food. And a note, this suggestion of eating fewer ultra processed foods doesn't include items like chopped and frozen vegetables, canned beans, or shelled pistachios. While they have been processed, they're still whole foods. And you need to, the next thing is you need to eat more plants. The benefit of adopting a plant based diet like vegetarians or vegan are well documented. For example, research has shown that vegetarians have higher levels of healthy food, antioxidants, and anti inflammatory compounds in their body than non vegetarians. This is likely because of vegans consume more produce and other whole plant based foods. Thus, eating a more plant based diet may be one way to start eating healthier. Be gentle with yourself. If you try this approach, as you don't have to go vegan or vegetarian to reap health benefits. The flexitarian diet, which is primarily a vegetarian diet, but includes the occasional animal proteins, was named one of the best diets of 2022 by the U.S. News and World Report. Remember, it's not all or nothing. This perspective can be daunting and leads to failure. Try making some of your favorite non vegan dishes by changing some of the ingredients in them, like tofu, tacos instead of beef. You may find that not only are you eating healthy, with this approach, but also that you are trying new foods. You want to balance your plate. And another way to start eating healthy is to think in terms of what's on your plate. It's crucial that you eat a variety of foods. However, certain foods should play a significant role in your diet at every meal. Fruits and vegetables should be the foundation of your diet. Half of your plate should be vegetables, along with one serving of fruit at each mealtime. And they're recommending to have lean protein on your plate. To get that protein at breakfast, aim for an ounce of nut butter, turkey bacon, cottage cheese, or an egg. Protein should be about a quarter of your plate during lunch and dinner. Reach for 3 to 4 ounces of skinless chicken breasts or fish. Of note, if you're not sure what 3 ounces looks like, it's about the size of a deck of cards. So, it's a little thing. Or someone told me it's like like the palm, of your hand here. So that's like um, 3 to 4 ounces of meat. It's a small amount, but it's really very, very filling. You know, I think as growing up, we eat more more than what we really should. So, hold on, let me see. Yes, Erica. Half of the plate should be vegetables. Okay. Thanks for hopping on. Okay. It should be vegetables. You want to make another thing that you want to do is you want to make sensible swaps on your food. Sensible. Some foods are best consumed in moderation, such as foods with added sugar or high in sodium. Another food to eat in moderation is white flour, which is found in many baked goods and breads. Fortunately, you want to swap out a significant amount of it or other similar carbs for whole grains or vegetable alternatives. Okay, so I don't really use a lot of white flour. I am a wheat flour person, and also I use chickpea, chickpea flour. I fry with chickpea flour. I do a lot with that. It's kind of expensive, but it's it's made from those beads. I can't even think of the name of them right now, but it is really a good, and it's plant based. It's plant based. It doesn't take away from the flavor or anything. Just giving you some of the things that I have done to bring my weight down. Okay, you can also use cauliflower rice instead of white rice. And I've even had a pizza made out of cauliflower. Okay, you can get that flour from the health food store. They do sell it in almost all of the stores, and it's usually in the where the flour is. You have to look for it, but it'll say chickpea flour on it, and you can also get it at the health food store as well. There, you sometimes you can catch it on sale. I try to catch it on sale, and then I buy. And you can also get it online. I think Amazon carries it as well. So it's several places. It's called chickpea flour, and you can look. Okay, all right. I'm glad. I'm glad you're gonna try it. It's really help, helpful, and it's healthier for you. Um, and you'll find that you'll like it. I've been trying different things, alternatives myself, where I don't lose the flavor of what I like. Okay, and that really fries up. You can fry with it. I've made shrimps with it. I've done quite a few things with that. Um, I've never tried. Well, it says legumes, which is beans, another word for beans. Pasta instead of white flour pasta, or even sandwich filling in a lettuce wrap. These swaps help you eat more veggies and eat less white flour. It is a double win. You can also swap out mayonnaise for mustard and the spiral vegetable noodles for your pasta. You could also consider switching soda for sparkling water or olive oil for butter. Now that is one of the things that I have started doing, is using olive oil. You know, when you make something that says put butter in it, I don't. I put olive oil in it. If it says 2 tablespoons of butter, I put 2 tablespoons of olive oil in it. And you don't get that. Olive oil is an oil that's good for you. So that helps as well. And then you want to try volume eating. You want to look for ways to eat healthier that doesn't involve counting calories. Who wants to count calories? I know I don't. Or a restrictive mindset. So then volume eating may be right for you, as noted by Bess, who is a nutritionist. Volume eating is a fascinating and relatively new concept to eating a balanced, nutritional, dense, low calorie diet pattern without sacrificing hunger. Best stated, essentially, the consumer eats large volumes of food that are low in calorie and density. Research has found weight loss benefits of volume eating as well. And I believe that Weight Watchers is they have 3 plans on Weight Watchers: a blue, green, and I think a purple. I'm on the blue. The blue is in the middle. It's the middle, it's like the middle plan. But they have their foods is listed in points. And so there are vegetables and fruits that are 0 in points. And so those foods you can eat in volume. And I'll tell you what, some of the techniques that I do, like if I'm going out and I know that I'm going to be eating a lot of things, then earlier in the day, I eat most of those 0 point foods. And so that kind of balances out. Like I said, it's taken me many years to get myself so that I'm doing what I get. Oops, sorry, what I'm supposed to be doing as far as my eating habits and stuff go. So volume eating has also helped. Um, it can also help you in your personal health eating journey, just like I just told you, as it has helped me get to my desired weight and improve my overall well-being. Um, and this type of diet has been named one of the best diets for 2022. So, and another thing I want to say is don't ditch the carbs and fats. You don't want to do that. Don't. I don't really and truly. I don't believe in pulling out or taking out or stop eating a certain food. If there are 2 foods out there that have gotten a bad rap over the years, there's no question there could be carbohydrates and fats. Over time, the belief that these foods are bad for you has become prevalent. But that's not just the case. You need carbohydrates at each meal for energy, as cutting carbs lead to binging and sugar cravings. Aim for about 1 cup of cooked starch per meal, such as oatmeal, rice, sweet potatoes, corcus, or pasta, whole grains whenever possible. You should have a serving of healthy fats like nut butter, avocado, olive oil at each meal. By consuming healthier fats, you will decrease your risk of heart disease, hardening of the artery, and stroke and lower blood pressure. Try triglycerides and bad cholesterol. Your good cholesterol, on the other hand, will get a boost. Okay? And another thing is you want to uptake, and I talked about this when I did the one on 50 and over and how you should eat more fruits and vegetables. I talked about your up your water intake, which I had kind of slacked on that. And so I'm trying to build back up because I was at 64 ounces a day. And my skin was looking better. I was looking young, looking young and everything. So I'm trying to get back in my uptake of the water. So if you're looking for ways to eat healthier, you also want to make sure you're drinking healthier. After all, drinking enough water will help you regulate your temperature, process wastes, and protect your spine and joints. So make sure you're getting enough water each day, either by finding ways to drink more water. You can also add lemon to a glass of water or lime, or eating foods high in water content. And a lot of the fruits are like that. Like watermelon is very high in water content. You can also start upping your amount by swapping out the soda and sugar, sweetened beverages in your diet for water. With sugar-free beverages, moderation in your intake is key due to the added sugar content and associated with health problems. So that's like diabetes, weight gain, and gout. And you know what? That might be why I had gout, because I've never had gout, but I got gout a couple of years ago. Was a couple of years. It might have been a year ago. It just freaked me out. I thought it was in my toe, y'all. And I thought that I had stubbed my toe, and it just kept hurting. I had a hard time walking. So what I did was, the people at church told me, Anna, go to the emergency room or whatever they call that, urgent care. So I went to urgent care, and that's what I had. I had gout, okay, in my toe. I had to take antibiotics and all that. So I have been really watching my diet of that, and we don't know how it came about or why it came about. So you want to set yourself up for success. One of the reasons it can be difficult to start eating healthier is that it takes time and energy. That's why convenience foods are so tempting, especially when you swap or low on energy, swamped or low on energy. So, Dee Fresno has some great tips for setting yourself up for healthier eating success. You want to go to the market or order groceries delivered. You need a healthier stock refrigerator and pantry so you have healthy choices in the house. For meal preps, make big batches of rice and chicken or fish when you have time, so you have dinner ready on busy days. He also suggested going the sheet pan route um, for prep. You prep. You can prepare lean protein and vegetables beforehand and store them in the refrigerator. Then you're going to throw them on a sheet pan and put them into the oven when you get home from work. All these options will have you thinking your past self when you sit down to a delicious, healthier meal during the weeknights. So I found it very hard when I was working. I used all kinds of things, the slow cooker, just all kinds of things I used to prepare my meals because if you work a long day, you tired. And so I've learned to be creative. Now I got to be creative again because I'm single, and so it's very hard to prepare meals when you are single, for one person. So, just a quick review on the things that you should do before we delve into how do we teach our kids healthy eating habits. You want to eat healthy. Eating healthier is important, but sometimes it can be difficult to know where to begin. However, there are a variety of changes you can make when on your journey to healthier eating. The changes include methods such as being mindful of what you eat, swapping out foods and beverage options. Start slow in making those and other adjustments and find ways to set yourself up for success. If you find you are having difficulty eating healthy, ask a health provider or a mental health professional for guidance. So at this time, we're going to take another commercial break. And then when I come back, I'm going to tell you how to teach your kids healthy eating habits. Just some suggestions for you to use. And I will be back in just a few moments.
Oh my goodness, the mailman came. I hope my sweet little thing cookie's in here. I just hope it's in here. Let me see. Let me open this up. That's it. That's it. Sweet little thing cookie. That sweet little thing cookie. Oh, I'ma have me a ball now. Let me just get this right here. Little thing cookie. That sweet little thing cookie. Oh yeah. I finally got my cookies. This sweet little thing cookies. Oh, yeah. I'ma have fun. This package kind of big, though. Man, it got a lot of cookies. Oh, yeah. This the best day ever. I'm trying to tell you, I got my cookies, and I'm going to eat these cookies, and ain't nobody going to stop me. Wait, what?
That is a commercial for my Sweet Listene's Desserts for All Occasions. I do bake. I am a certified cake instructor, and I've been baking for over 20 years. So I teach. At one point, I was teaching cake decorating, and I still do it part time. Sometimes and everything. And I do bake around the holidays and for special occasions. I still venture out into that. But we want to get into how to teach kids healthier eating habits, and that's important. You don't know it or you don't realize that you need to train your children. They're going to be adults um, eventually, and so you need to train them how to eat properly as well. So you want to be a good role model. That's the first thing. And you want to set family meal times and you want to involve your kids in meal planning. So you've probably heard the old adage, you are what you eat. While your child isn't going to literally uh, morph into a fruit salad or a loaf of garlic bread, the food choices they make and that you make for them have a very literal impact on their bodies. Poor eating habits in children can follow your kids well into adulthood, causing health issues and difficult relations with food. By teaching kids about food that's good for their health when they're little, you can set them up for a lifetime of wellness. It's never too late to start teaching kids good eating habits. serves a lot of purposes. It can taste, it can be tasty, it can be fun, it can be culturally important, and eating with loved ones provides opportunity for bonding and togetherness. But food is also a science, and kids need healthy foods full of right vitamins and minerals in the right amount to help them grow. Food is the first type of medicine. Kids need good nutrition to live, grow, and be healthy. But inadequate or improper types of whole wheat toast with natural butter or plain, I'm sorry, uh, uh, let me make sure. I need to turn this over. I'm sorry. But inadequate or improper types of nutrition can lead to childhood obesity, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, pre-diabetics, and future issues once in adulthood. These tips can help you teach your kids or children, either one, eating habits that will equip them for a healthier future and a positive relationship with food. So the first thing you want to do is you want to set family meal times. Kids thrive on routines, so try to eat together as a family and serve meals and snacks around the same time every day if possible. This way, kids are less likely to gaze and overeat. It's also a good time to teach them healthy eating habits and table manners. Eating as a family is good for social, emotional, and developmental purposes. And having meals together is an opportunity to teach kids about portions. For example, you can show them that half our plate should be non-starchy vegetables and some fruits. And I taught Head Start, and we would have family style eating, which meant that the kids all sat together and we would hold conversation and we would eat. They would serve themselves and we would talk about the portions and everything with that. So um, it's just a good thing. And the kids loved it, y'all. They loved that. They love doing those type of activities. Limit meals to a reasonable length of time, no longer than 30 minutes. You can even set a timer to reinforce this expectation and help kids stay focused during meals. You want to embrace breakfast. Is breakfast really the most important part of the day? Well, they're all pretty important, but eating a healthy breakfast gives your child the fuel they need to make it through the day and help them grow and develop properly. If it doesn't have to be a large or elaborate meal, just something that's nutritional to get their bodies going and fuel their metabolism for the day. Definitely don't stress about the idea of making an elegant breakfast from scratch every morning. Instead, turn to easy, kid friendly, dietitian approved breakfast ideas like whole wheat toast. Remember, I told you I am a whole wheat person. I'm getting my notes here, y'all. And you can have that with peanut butter or you can just have it plain. Greek yogurt sprinkled with fiber-rich, low-sugar cereal and a handful of fruit. Just some little examples to kind of give you an. It can feel, number three is address picky eating early. It can feel nearly impossible to deal with kids' picky eating preferences, but with intentionality and patience, you can nip it in the bud earlier. Continue to offer a variety of food during meals to encourage exploration and allow for exposure. Uh, you want to let the kids, even picky kids or picky toddlers, uh, you want them to choose from their plate. And it's okay if they choose just one or two things. But don't make separate meals for picky eaters. Mm-mm. No, we're not going to do that. Mm-mm. You're not a short order cook. Make a decision about what you will serve and stick to it. If your child asks for something else, you can explain that it is not on the menu for today, but offers to prepare it another night. Okay? For kids who are in kindergarten and older, um, institute a 3-bite rule. Your child should try at least 3 bites of a food just to give it a chance. Even then, they will need to try the food 15 or more times before they can say they truly don't like it. Sometimes it's just trial and error to figure out their plate. Number 4 is you want to involve your kids in meal planning and prep. Like the rest of us, kids have fun. Look, kids love having a say in what they do. And giving them choices allows them to feel independent and invested. Here are some ways you can allow them to participate in the creation of a family meal and snack. You want to take them to the grocery store. Give them simple choices like, do you want to buy red apples or green apples? Mmm, wait a minute. Make sure I'm. Ask them to choose a food. Occasionally, let kids decide which veggies to share or to serve for dinner. The sense of pride they get from helping preparing the vegetables may increase their willingness to eat. Give them small tasks. Kids can participate in age-appropriate kitchen responsibilities like mixing ingredients, washing fruit and veggies, or peeling potatoes. I can remember peeling potatoes when I was little. You know, that's one of the things. One of the first things that I learned when I could finally, they let me finally, use a knife. Ooh, and the whole potato be all gone. The whole potato would be gone by the time, you finish cutting it up. But, the practice makes perfect, y'all. You know that. Number 5 is you want to read the nutritional labels. Speaking of letting kids participate, you can turn your family grocery shopping trip into an educational life lesson, disguised as adventures and, of course, time spent together. When you go to the grocery store, together you can show them different types of food and start teaching them how to read the nutritional labels. You can review various ingredients with them and talk about the carbohydrates, sugars, and the fat content, all in age-appropriate ways, of course. Number 6 is you want to make water a priority. Here we are on the water again. If your child's only opportunity to drink water during the school day comes from a fleeting pass at the drinking fountain, they may be thirsty or even dehydrated when they get home, and they might not even realize it. When your kids get home from school, have them drink some water instead of grabbing a snack right away. If they're not getting enough hydration, sometimes kids think they're hungry when they're actually thirsty. And that's true also um, in adults. And so you want to set limits on snacks. Snacking is practically a national pastime, but it's not a healthy way to pass the time. To instill healthy Snacking habits. Try to teach your child not to snack out of boredom. Snacks can be healthy and nutritious, and we enjoy them because they taste good. But we shouldn't eat just because we don't have anything else to do. Instead, fill that time with other activities that are good for growth and development. Number 8, encourage mindful eating. You know the phrase, stop and smell the roses. The same idea is true for food. When you take the time to enjoy the tastes, the textures, and the sensations of your food, you begin to really appreciate the experience. This is called mindful eating. When you give your kids a piece of an apple, you can say, for example, look at this pretty red color. See how crunchy it is? This sets the tone for analyzing and appreciating food, which also lessens the chance of overeating. When kids are eating and they're already accustomed to noticing and enjoying the flavors and textures of each bite, they're likely to eat more slowly and recognize when they're full. Number 9, ooh, I know we all grew up like this. You want to abolish the clean plate club. You remember that one? Speaking of mindful eating, it's important that all of us, even kids, learn to recognize internal hunger and fullness clues. Younger children, like toddlers, are very good at self-regulating. They eat food until they're not hungry, encouraging them to eat more than their hunger, for it can actually introduce a pattern of overeating. So don't insist that kids clean their plate in order to get dessert. There's no magical quantity for how much they need to eat to earn dessert, but they should have made a reasonable attempt to try the meal. Number 10 is no forbidden foods. When you make a food entirely off limits, you risk making your child more interested in that food, and then they're likely to overindulge in it whenever they get the chance. Instead, take a balanced approach for encouraging smaller portions and healthier treats. You can also model good eating in the treats your child see you eat too. For example, it's okay to go out for ice cream, but everyone in the family can order the kiddie size, picking frozen yogurt with dark chocolate instead of sprinkles and hot fudge. Find ways to incorporate these foods on occasions, and your kids will have healthier approaches to them. Number 11, you want to make small but significant swaps. Eating healthy with your kids doesn't mean you can never eat out, even at fast food restaurants, but look for opportunities to balance your unhealthy food choices with smarter, healthier choices. Everything in moderation, as another old saying goes. And so remember what I told you. If I know I'm going out to a party and stuff and they're going to have a lot of food, I eat those 0 points, fruits and vegetables. I eat them during the part of the day. And then that evening, I can eat whatever I want to eat. And I don't have to worry about my weight going up and down and all of those things. So if you're having something unhealthy, think about how you can kind of balance it. Look for simple, healthy swaps, like swapping out French fries for apple slices, soda for milk, white bread for whole wheat, and so on. And oh my God, this is a very important one. You don't want to forget about physical activity. You got to be moving and doing all that. Okay, so this isn't a nutritional tip, okay? But when it comes to health, diet and exercise are in especially linked together, okay? Kids just aren't as active as they were 10 or 20 years ago. So it's important to teach kids about the joy and healthfulness of movement. The U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention says that kids aged 3 to 5 need to be active throughout the day, while kids ages 6 and older need about 60 minutes of physical activity per day. This does not mean uh, putting your kids through a cardio circuit, though. Just be sure they get moving periods, whether it's running around outside with friends or going on a bike ride with the family. And the last thing I just want to kind of emphasize to you is that you want to be a role model. If imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, then parents should consider themselves seriously flattered. Your kids pick up the habits and values you model for them. So make sure you're demonstrating ways of life that you want them to emulate. Being healthy as a family is so important. If you want your children to have healthy habits, then you as a parent need to take on these habits too. Let your kids see you trying new cuisines, cooking meals at home, shopping for healthy food, and embracing movement and exercise. I hope that this episode empowered you, inspired you, and encourages you to have that quality time with your family in planning. It does not make it doesn't make a difference whether or not um, you set that up for them. They need it, okay. But before I go, I just want to. I got one more little commercial. I think I want to show you. Maybe not. Maybe I'll save that for another day. I do want to let you know that I'm under this. And we are streamed, which is about 30 or 40 of us, and we all have different topics. So you can go to that website, my website, or you can go to CTR Media Network, and you can look at some of the other podcasters there as well. So I just want to remind you before I get off that I want you to like, share, follow, and subscribe to my channel. And before I get off, I always like to close my live with the three L's. I call them the three L's. And it's live, laugh, and learn, and love. So you want to live your life to the fullest. Make sure that you're doing the things that make you happy and you're content with life. Then you want to laugh. You see, I laugh all the time. I laugh at my little silly mistakes and stuff that I make, and I do. I do all of those things, and it's okay. It's okay to laugh at yourself. Because you can be funny. And then the last thing is that you want to love, and I speak to people on love all the time because love is something that's very hard. You can easily fall in love, but love is hard to love everyone. And even though the Bible says that you should love everyone, it becomes very difficult. And so I always go back and think about my grandmother and some of the things that she said. And she says, you can love everyone, but you have to, love them with a long wooden spoon. So, everyone you love, you just cannot put them just dear to you. But before I leave, I want to let you know that the most important person that you need to love is yourself. So make sure you find some self-care for you because that is important. So I hope that this evening, during this episode, in some kind of way, I did inspire you. I hope that I encouraged you, and I hope that I have empowered you to live a healthier lifestyle. And so, with that, I am going to bid you good evening. Uh, I did, before I go, May 6th, CTR Media is having a conference, a live broadcast in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm not really, it is going to be, I think, from 9 to 2. They're going to be broadcasting live. And so if you're in the Atlanta area, by all means, go there. I will post it on my Facebook page as well. So with that being said, I am going to bid you all a farewell, and I will see you all next Wednesday at 7:30. Bye-bye.